Hey guys, I am going to bring to you kind of an old but new at the same time app that I found to teach math. And maybe you could even use it into other areas. But it is Geogebra. And let me just start off by saying, if some of you are going, oh, I tried that before and didn't like it. Well, I've also did that. I have tried Geogebra before, kind of felt it was a little bit difficult for me even to maneuver around, therefore I felt it wasn't something that the kids could use. Well, they've made a lot of changes, something that I think you will find at all grade levels, something that is very useful. So what I'm going to really focus on this video on is just kind of showing you some of the things that it will do. I am going to focus on elementary for this one, and then I will look also at a high school one. So first off, let me have you get started, if you will, because I'm going to have you kind of get in and kind of look at some things also. But if you would go to geogebra.org, and of course, just like everything else, I sign in with my Google account, so I don't have to remember a bunch of emails. So there's that. One of the biggest things that you will be working with, because I'm not going to show you everything, I don't want to get too in-depth here, but your profile is kind of like your class where you're going to see a lot of things. So if you look at mine here real quick, as I said, I'm going to focus on elementary. So I've set up some different, okay, so when you've logged in, if you want to make it or you want to assign an activity, you will assign the activity. I'll show you a little bit where to find all that, and you're going to go and you'll find it in the profile. So the one I'm going to show you now is points. And I'm going to back up and I'll show you how to actually assign all these, all that kind of stuff. I just want to show you what it will do. If you like what it does, then you can go back in and watch some of the other videos. So here's the first thing. Your students do not need they don't need to sign in on this. You can just give them the link and it will take them directly to this page here. Okay, so here's what I would do if I was you. I would just copy the link and just give them the link, especially if you use Google Classroom or Schoology or Canva or whatever you happen to use. I just copy that and give it to them. You could always just put it on the board and have them type it in, but maybe at your grade level that might be a little harder to do. So, copy it, put it on a Word doc so that they can just click on it, do something. So I have given my link to my two students, and my two students are Patty, which means my iPad, and Goldie, which is my PC. And so I'm going to be kind of playing with these and showing you what you're going to see. If, like I said, you have a split screen, you could also go on and just type this in. This is still open, and you could play with it yourself. I'm not going to delete that. So here's what you're going to see as a teacher, okay? So as a teacher, if you click into the task overview button, you're going to see your students, okay? Now, you have two choices on that. You can, if you're just going to be looking at it on your computer, then you see Patty, what Patty's doing, what Goldie's doing. If you want to project it, just hit hide names, and you can project it, and so your other students, it's anonymous, and they won't know who is there. So you can do this one of two ways. If you're wanting to just tell your kids, say, okay, take these coins and make me, 27 cents. Okay, so if I did that, let me go back over here to Patty. Well, Patty, I'm going to put their coins back. Okay, and so she's supposed to be making 25 cents. So there's a quarter and, 27. There she is. And so you can see then on yours, it's a little bit delayed on there, but you can see it on yours, her making her money. And it does take a little bit to show up. Sometimes you do have to refresh it a little bit. And so I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to have Goldie put her coins back. I'll show you how long this takes. So she just put her coins back. And probably, according to how fast your internet runs. So there it is. So it took maybe, what, 10 seconds or something other to get it back. And so Goldie's going to do hers, and so she pulls down her change, and when you look at it, and my internet is running kind of slow here, so, okay, so again, according to what your internet connection is. So you look at Goldie's there, and now you can either verbally, you know, or walk over to Goldie and say, hey, you might want to double check that. Now again, what does that, you know, which coin do you have here? You can, you know, talk to her about it. But I just want to show you, I'm not going to talk about how to teach it, but that's a very good one. Like I said, if you want to teach money, the kids can play with it. It's kind of fun. And this, there's no results here, so let me go on down. So I'm going to, real quick, I'll do that. There we go. Okay, and so on task 2, Patty did something. And then again, on task 3, and what those are just blank screens, just like what you saw. And I'm going to take Patty and have Patty move some coins around. And there you can see what Patty's doing. So basically what it is it's 4 of these screens just like this. Okay, that's what task 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 blank screens. Now, if you wanted to copy that, you could copy and make more screens. That's for another day. I'm not going to show you that. But that is what the coins are. I think it's an awesome tool if your kids are, if you're one-to-one, even if you're not one-to-one, and the kids could share a little bit, but definitely a hands-on awesome tool to use. So that is coins. Okay, so I've gone back home, and then I have again hit my profile, and this time we are going to look at the clock. Again, the same thing, I would copy the link and give it to the students. I have 2 students, Goldie and Patty again. And when I look at it, here are my clocks. Okay? Now, the same thing, you could have the kids play with the clock. Okay? So I've hit task 1 on there. Here's Goldie, here's Patty. And again, you could just ask them to play if they would like for a little bit, play with their clock, let it see all the things that it does. Again, you should be able to see, and like I said, it's a little slow. Watch Patty's because I messed around with his a little bit on there and see his time changing. Like I said, it looks like it's got about, mine has about a 10-second, 15-second delay on these around. So, but if you can see down here on the kids', theirs of course is a little larger. And they can also hit a button to make it full screen. You're looking at it on theirs. And again, they're moving this red button back and forth to change it. There's also, if you want to change it just, this moves it pretty fast. If you want to change it slow, there's a plus and minus key here. And so if you ask Patty to show you what, let's say, 8:10 was, we could have them hit just the plus key until he got it from 10 till 8 to 8:10. There it is. Okay? And again, you're seeing this. It's got a 10-second delay on it, but you can actually see that. Now, I can actually click on it. I didn't show you this earlier. Okay? So this is what the kids are seeing. Okay? Theirs looks like this, and this is where I was saying you can make it bigger. You can tell them that. Can't get it to match up, but anyway, I wanted to be able to show you. Here's the toggle that you're seeing. They'll move back and forth, and the plus and minus key. Now you can also change this, but that does not change theirs. Okay, so if you wanted to show them something, but it's not going to change theirs. Okay, because it's on their computer. Even though they call this a preview, where you can change it, but it's not going to change it on theirs. So, let me get back out of here, go back to a smaller version. So, there's your clock. That's what it looks like, just like that on their, again, on their computer. And you can back out, okay? But again, the cool thing that I like is that you can see everybody in the class. If you had, 20 kids in your class, you can sit there and look and see exactly who is getting it right, who's getting it wrong, and you could even ask, you could say, okay, guys, who has it right, who has it wrong, and they could say student 1, 2, 3, so forth. Anyway, that's kind of a cool thing. Again, the different tasks, there's 4 clocks. You could give 4 different things, but they could always just work on one if you wanted to. Okay, again, that is the clock. Okay, so this one is base 10 blocks. And again, task overview, here's my students. Here is my blocks. And we're going to do task 1. And when you're doing task 1, let me get this to come up here. And so you can do several different things. You can have the kids put different numbers up there and say, okay, guys, what number is Patty talking about? What number is Goldie talking about? But again, what you'll see on the kids' side, I'm going to go ahead and just click here on Patty's. And I'm not going to, you can just, so they're just going to, so let's say they want these numbers, whatever you want there. But anyway, that's the, I'm going to try to get through a couple of these. So that is your base 10 blocks. And again, let me get back out of here. There are 4 different of these, and most of these have 4 different setups that you can do. But like I said, you can just do one. All you want to do is do task 1 and just have them keep changing it on that. But that is your base 10 blocks. Okay, this one I want to show you, and I think it's pretty cool. And this could be, again, used for any area that you want, but it's just a blank whiteboard. And so let me go to task 1 here. And so far, nobody's written on the blank whiteboard, but it just has a pen. If you've got an iPad, your kids have iPads, they can write on it. Of course, if they can use their mouse and so forth. And they can write whatever they want to on their whiteboard. I actually think that this is something I might consider using it for chemistry, because very easy the kids could type on it. So they could, you know, you could do, if I go to, let's go to task 2 here, and, you know, they could do problems on here also. What would that be? On a good day. So you can just have them do problems on there real quick, and that way, again, you can see it. It is just a blank whiteboard. So pretty cool. On that, up in the corner, there are erase buttons and so forth. You can go back with it. They can hit the back key and just get rid of it that way if you want. But just a blank whiteboard. Okay, I'm going to take just a minute here and show you several others. Okay, so this is just, again, on the home screen. So if you type, so just at geogebra.com, I'm at the home screen, and when you go, let me just show you where I'm finding all of these. What I'm looking at right now are these remote learning templates for the GeoGebra classroom. Okay, and let me just show you some of the ones that, so there is the whiteboard. It is the first one. There is a graph board. Again, if you're in the lower grades, you might not use graph board on there. There's just a grid board that you definitely might use. Of course, polar coordinates are in isometric. That's probably a little bit. But dot of whiteboards, again, if you're doing area, you might, perimeter, you could do that. But here's algebra tiles, the analog clock, the base 10, coins, your Cuisenaire rods, your fraction circles. Again, a little bit more probably than what elementary is wanting, but geometric construction. Here's your pattern blocks. Oops. Protractors, again, might be a little above you, what you teach your kids. Rectangular prisms. There is a ruler, though. This one is a centimeter ruler. I haven't looked to see if it can be changed to inches on there. Triangular, unit, cubes, coins, make a dollar, percent problems, visuals there, part and whole. It's a very small portion of what this will do, but I hope that that just kind of piques your interest. And if it does, I'm going to do another one real quick on how to set up and actually put those in your classroom.